drawing near. You never hear the shot that takes you down. Out of time, so say goodbye. What is yours now is mine. And I dream broken dreams. I make them come true.
What's up, everybody? This is Sean.
This is Alan.
And this is Inside the Square, the wrestling podcast coming at you almost every week from sunny St. Mary's, California. What's good, Big Daddy?
Crown Jewel.
Coming up soon. When is Crown Jewel?
November 4th.
Very soon. Very soon. And Crown Jewel is in Saudi Arabia, correct?
Yep.
It's going to be some big matches, man. Leading up in those big matches, we see a major heel turn coming.
Drew McIntyre, I see it coming.
He's coming. It's coming, man. The old Drew's got a psychopath. You think he's coming back?
Yep. 100% he's going to win that title.
I think he's going to win the title, too. But I think he's going to win it from Seth Rollins.
Yeah. And hold it until WrestleMania, and he main events WrestleMania with Gunther.
Man, you've thought this out. You thought this out. That sounds really plausible, too.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't beat Gunther on the main roster yet.
No.
Which is weird because McIntyre is like, I don't know, it's like he's never really beaten Roman Reigns one-on-one.
Nope.
And he's never beaten Gunther.
He's been screwed over multiple times.
Yeah, but Gunther beat him clean.
Very clean with no interference.
With no interference. So it's interesting to see, it'd be interesting to see he and Gunther main event.
WrestleMania next year.
Not necessarily main event WrestleMania, but be one of the featured matches on night one.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really good.
Very good.
What do you think of Drew McIntyre if he joins the Judgment Day?
I like him as a heel by himself.
I like him. See, when he was with the group, the League of Nations, I thought he was pretty good too.
What about like with Dolph Ziggler when he got released?
I mean, Ziggler got released, man. I mean, we've already kind of covered that. I think Ziggler...
Like, him and Ziggler were a pretty good tag team together.
I don't know. You're a Dolph Ziggler fan. I'm not a Dolph Ziggler fan. I never liked him.
But he puts on great matches.
He put on good matches. He sells a lot.
He sells too much.
Yeah, he's better as a face than a heel. But I've never been a big fan of him.
He's better as a heel.
Yeah, he's... I have mixed opinions about him. I think sometimes... I think he was pushed to the top of the roster...
Like, too early.
And then he peaked. And then once he lost that belt, he never really recovered.
Yeah, he didn't.
You know? And he was champ a couple times. He was NXT champ.
United States champion.
United States Intercontinental champion a bunch of times.
World heavyweight champion.
Yeah, tag team title.
Yeah.
The dude, he's been there, done that. But I don't get excited for a Dolph Ziggler match.
What about with Seth Rollins?
Rollins should have been a squash match. I'm not a fan of Dolph Ziggler, man.
But he's a really good performer.
Him, Bobby Roode, I have never liked those two dudes, man.
But Robert Roode put on really good matches.
Never liked those two dudes. You know, moving on. Christian Cage, right now he's on fire in AEW.
Oh my gosh, his promos are gold.
He's what, the TNT champion?
Yeah, with Luchasaurus.
Well, no, he's it now. Remember? He won that match?
Yeah.
Now, he's won this match. He has this new TNT belt. And he's been, Ring of Honor champion. He's been Impact champion. He's been WWE champion.
World heavyweight champion.
World heavyweight champion. He's been champion everywhere he's been. He's been Intercontinental champion a few times.
Yeah.
Tag team champion. U.S. champion. Now, I have a question. Is Christian Cage an all-timer with his current run in AEW?
That's 100% yes.
I agree with you. I agree with that. I think he is an all-timer. I think with his current run and his body of work, I think he might have been ECW champion.
He beat Jack Swagger, Jake Hager.
But not, when I say ECW champion, not the Paulie era in ECW when he used to just do them in New Jersey and Philly. when it was really ECW.
Yeah.
Anything kind of went. I've read a story one time about Paul Heyman. The power or something was going out. Someone stopped working. So he got a female wrestler, to go strip in front of a crowd of wrestling fans until the power was restored.
Bruh.
Yeah. It wouldn't fly these days, but that dude did anything he could to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Keep people in those seats. Kind of amazing that he would do something like that. I mean, do you read the stories about ECW, the old school days? Paul Heyman was a crazy dude, man.
Yeah, he was.
That dude would write, produce, and direct the entire
script.
Everything. He did everything.
Yeah.
It was just, he did so much. He was amazing. He's an amazing business guy with production and things like that. I think that's why you need him in WWE so bad. He keeps the lights on, and he keeps the car moving.
Yeah.
Really good. He's an all-timer too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Christian Cage I think is an all-timer. There's a lot of new stuff going on with LA Knight. He last night he confronted Roman Reigns. I thought it was pretty good, man.
Like with John Cena.
It was funny because he confronted Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was like, I like Reigns' demeanor when it comes to like these new challengers. Like, who is this dude? He basically was like, who is this dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, and LA Knight's been wrestling probably longer than Roman Reigns.
That's actually true.
Yeah, he's been wrestling longer than Roman Reigns. It's funny because the way he said it, like, yeah, a couple months, and they're calling your name. Good for you. Like, he kind of belittled him, and I was just like, that's such a boss move.
Yeah, it is.
That's a boss move. But it's interesting, too, because I think that, he's going to wrestle Roman at Crown Jewel, or it's going to be a three-way dance.
Like Cody,
LA Knight,
Roman Reigns.
And Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Or even a four-way dance. LA Knight, Cody, Roman, and John Cena.
Oh, man.
Or be a tag team. I think that now that Cena's back for a little while, they're going to be smart about it and say, John Cena, can you wrestle at Crown Jewel? These people love you.
Yeah.
And that would tear the roof off of Jeddah. I think it would. I really do. LA Knight and John Cena against Solo and Roman.
Who would win that match? LA Knight. Yeah.
You're funny. I think it'd be interesting to see it, though. And Crown Jewel they usually
favor the champion.
Yeah, it always favors the champ, but they also show it during the day and not at night because of the time difference. So it'd be interesting to see it. I'd pick John Cena and LA Knight to win that because Cena is he's so over. He's legendary over. He's still the face to run the place. He still is.
Yeah, he is.
As much as we want to clown and this and that dude, you put him in on the main roster and a main event, it sells out.
Really quick.
It sells out. Period. Roman Reigns is the same way. They said that the SmackDown episode he had was the highest rated one they've had in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Because he returned. So all the people saying that they hate Roman Reigns, they this and that. Player, you still watching him. You still buying his merch. You still put money in that man's pocket while you talking about you hate him. And he's still moving that needle. Still putting asses in seats, player.
I think he's going to lose that title next year.
Maybe. It might be time for him to.
Yeah.
And speaking of legendary runs, Athena. She just went over, 300 some days?
Yeah.
She is the Ring of Honor Women's Champion for, 300 some odd days.
In the modern era.
That's a long time, bruh.
Yeah.
That's a long time to hold a belt for anybody, man or woman. And I always wonder, regarding Athena, did they screw that up?
Yeah, they did, 100%.
Because she was NXT champion, and she was NXT champion for a long time.
Yeah, she lost Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, but she had beaten Baszler before, too.
Yeah.
She is fun to watch.
Yeah.
I really don't understand how they couldn't make a very talented performer with good mic skills
They should have capitalized.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
They should have capitalized on that. They would have got really good return on investment from her. And guess what? She wrestles.
She wrestles every week.
She wrestles every week.
Yeah.
And she's probably the best women's wrestler they've had in that division in a long time.
Better than Trinity Fatu?
Well, Trinity's...
She's an Impact.
She's an Impact.
Yeah.
Athena is really good, man.
Yeah.
She's so good, she trains other wrestlers. That's how you know she's good.
Yeah.
She's like a Nick Bockwinkel, if you know who that is.
Yeah.
You know, she trains other wrestlers to be great. So, I don't know, man. I really think that people need to stop sleeping on some of these wrestlers. They just let her go.
Like Samoa Joe.
Yeah, like Joe. You know, and speaking of Joe and people who, cast off from WWE,
Yeah.
Mercedes Moné to AEW. What do you think about that?
I'm actually fine with that.
I'm fine with it too, man. I really like Mercedes Moné. She's been champ everywhere she's been.
Can she beat Chris Statlander?
I think when she comes into the place, either they put the belt on her immediately, or
wait a couple of months.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. I think they should either put the belt on her immediately,
Yeah.
or put the belt on her immediately.
I would say immediately, in my opinion.
I would say immediately too. I agree with you. I think that she should be champion as soon as she walks in the door.
Yeah.
She has an established fan base, and she's very, very good on everything, wrestling and mic.
Yeah.
And she, like I said, and she has a fan base.
Yeah.
They made a joke. She made a joke about they used her in some kind of promo video for WWE, and she was on there for 7 seconds, and she said that's $5,000 for 7 seconds. Bruh, that's boss level.
Yeah.
That's boss level. I think people underestimate the popularity of that woman.
Like, how's Chris Statlander's run going?
So far, so good. She's really good, man.
Yeah.
She's really talented. Her and Toni Storm are like the flag bearers, and Ruby Soho too.
Yeah.
They're like the flag bearers right now for the women's division.
AEW.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
They're really good, and they put on good matches.
Like, Toni Storm's gimmick, it's so good.
Yeah, and it don't hurt that she's nice to look at.
Yeah.
But she's a really good wrestler.
Yeah.
The bottom line, she's a really good wrestler. Ruby is a really good wrestler.
They should have put the belt on her.
I think they failed with Ruby Soho because, I heard a interview that Bianca Belair did about Ruby Soho. She said that lady can really wrestle.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of times people look at her size and her gimmick and they turn off by it. But I really liked her gimmick.
Like the Outsiders?
She wasn't. Yeah, she was with the Outsiders. Her gimmick is goth girl.
Yeah.
Period. She's really good though. Really good wrestler. Really good technical wrestler.
Yeah.
So,
they should capitalize next year.
I think so. Speaking of capitalizing, what do you think of Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair?
That's a moneymaker match.
I think that's a moneymaker match too.
They should have done Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill.
Well, Bianca Belair's still out right now.
She's going to turn heel no matter what it takes.
I don't know now. I think Jade might end up with the Hurt Business.
Yeah.
I really do.
She was talking with Paul Heyman.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And like I said, I like the way they're building up. They're teasing Jade versus Charlotte. They've gone back and forth on Instagram too.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, like I said, how they play off each other on some of the stuff. And then they say little slide comments. And it's good. It's good. And I think the build-up is going to be worth it. As long as
way worth it.
Because, Jade's a good wrestler. She's not Bianca Belair good, though.
But she's learning.
Yeah, but you're on the biggest stage, bro. You're on the biggest stage.
Yeah, that's hard.
You can't learn on the biggest stage. You either got to know how to do it or don't.
I think Charlotte Flair should help Jade Cargill to wrestle.
I mean, she might put her over. We don't know. We don't know how they're going to script it.
It's going to be Io Sky versus Charlotte Flair for that belt, which is danger. Someone's
Could
going to
you
interfere.
imagine if Charlotte wins that belt and Jade Cargill wrestles her at like a WrestleMania event or something like that, and then wins the belt from her?
Like, what if Io Sky retains with interference?
I could see that too.
Yeah.
But Io is a really good wrestler.
Yeah.
Really good wrestler.
Like, it was a smart way to get the belt on her.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. I think it was a really smart way to put the belt on her.
I think Bayley's going to interfere in this match.
It was a good way to put the belt on her and also, write Bianca Belair out because, she was taking some time off.
Yeah.
Which is smart because, you don't want to, you don't want to run your horses to death because she's one of the faces that run the places.
She does.
She does. She does. She's boss level character too. MJF versus Jay White. Who really wants to see that?
I do.
I don't,
The
man.
Blade Slinger.
I don't, man. I really don't like Jay White.
Like, Jay White, he might lose the first match. Then the second match, he's going to lose that. The third match, he's going to win it.
If they take the belt off of MJF, they'd be holy damn stupid. Come on, man.
But Jay White's been killing it lately.
Taking the belt off of that dude, MJF, and MJF, just like Kenny Omega, probably one of the most popular champs they've ever had or ever will have.
Yeah.
Because MJF is over with the crowd, he's good with the media, and people, like him or hate him, watch him.
He's mostly a heel or babyface. He's a betweener.
Yeah. And I think if they take the belt off him for Jay White, someone who's... I mean, let's face it. He never going to make it in WWE.
Nah, he wouldn't.
He's not going to... He shouldn't be at the bottom of the card in AEW.
He has the Gun... He has the Gun Boys and Juice Robinson.
Yeah. Like I said.
But they're technical wrestlers, in my opinion.
The Guns are good wrestlers.
Yeah.
The Guns are really good. Juice Robinson, And like I said, man,
he could put on a good match.
I don't want to see Jay White as AEW champion.
What about Ricky Starks?
I could see Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
And speaking of Ricky Starks, he and Big Bill recently won the AEW Tag Team title.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's amazing for Ricky Starks. It was just time.
I think it's a good redemption arc for Big Bill.
Yeah. Ricky Starks too.
Well, my man, Big Bill, he was big cast in WWE. He got fired. He's been on the indie circuit, killing it. Really, really came back big. And I really like his redemption arc, man. They were saying this dude was emotionally unstable. They had badmouthed him really bad.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Not a good thing. And then he comes back through Impact. He comes back through Ring of Honor. He comes back to AEW, and he kills out and balls out, man.
Yeah, I'm glad
I'm happy for him.
Me too.
I've always liked Big Bill or Big Cass. Dude is really talented, gifted big man.
Yeah, I'm glad they pushed him.
I'm glad they pushed him too, man. I like Ricky Starks too. Ricky Starks is really good.
Underrated
young talent.
Do you think he's gonna jump to WWE soon?
I think he will.
Yeah.
He's like main roster talent. He's fun to watch.
Do you think he's going to beat MJF for that belt?
I don't know about that.
Tough one?
That's tough.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
But I like Ricky Starks. Yeah. I really like him a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking of big events, Undertaker, he just came back. He was on NXT. He destroyed Braun Breaker.
Oh my gosh.
Good God.
He made Braun Breaker look strong.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. But I think that speech went over a lot of people's head when he was talking to Breaker after he had put him on the last ride.
It was chokeslam.
It was chokeslam, I'm sorry. When he put him on the big chokeslam, and he stood over and talked, said all the stuff about him. And I'm like, he wasn't really saying that to Breaker. I felt like he was saying it to Tony Khan.
Yeah.
And I've seen in other media outlets report the same thing. So who was that speech really for? So I think that was a low blow at Tony Khan.
Yeah.
And AEW.
Because they got destroyed.
Yeah, the ratings. NXT beat them in the ratings, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
But, NXT puts out pretty good product.
Yeah, they do.
They really do. And then they made a really good point of, passing torch, Undertaker, Carmelo Hayes. That was awesome, man.
That's amazing.
And I don't even like Carmelo Hayes.
But he puts on really good matches.
You know what? He's put on a few good matches I've seen, but I'm not a fan of him.
Yeah.
He was really good. And we go back to the Dragunov match.
Ilya Dragunov.
That was like the match of the year for me.
Yeah.
That was one of the best matches I had seen all year.
Yeah.
And that's the match you and I watched from beginning to end with no interruptions, and we were like,
no Trick Williams.
No Trick Williams. And I was stunned at how physical that match was. Because,
man, he put Dragunov over.
Well, they both put each other over. Dragunov was already over, man.
2 over.
He's had crazy-ass matches with Braun Breaker, crazy-ass matches with Gunther.
And Dijak.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, he beat the living hell out of Dijak.
Yeah.
And Dijak,
it was a physical match.
And Dijak probably outweighs him by 100 pounds.
Yeah.
He beat the hell out of him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was stunned at how physical that match was.
That's like top 2 for me.
The match with Gunther is the best match I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That match with Dijak was a very close second. But this match with Carmelo Hayes was something different, man.
Third?
It was crazy. It was absolutely insane. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
And I told you when I first saw Ilya Dragunov wrestle, I was like, that dude's special. Remember?
Yeah.
It was years ago. I said, that dude is special. Mm-hmm. And he just goes out and puts on great matches. He puts people over. He sells. Really good on the mic. And he's really good with the promos, man, especially his Instagram game. His Instagram game is off the chain.
Yeah, it is.
It is. All right. We're going to figure this our last segment, what we're going to talk about. Will Damien Priest be out of the Judgment Day soon?
100% yes.
I think he will be out of the soon, too.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have
I think he's going to get replaced by JD McDonough.
I think he's going to get replaced by Drew McIntyre.
Oh, snap.
I think he's going to get replaced by Drew McIntyre. I think he's going to have a failed cash-in attempt on probably Seth. And I think McIntyre might cost him. And once he fails in his cash-in attempt, they're going to kick him out.
Yeah, they are.
Because Rhea Ripley already talked shit about him.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be like that. Well, if you got any questions, please, like I said, please shoot us an email, leave us a review, follow us, do whatever you got to do. But, just let us know how we're doing. Alan and I have been at this a few years, and we really enjoy the feedback we get from our fans. We enjoy a lot of different things. And at our 100th broadcast, we're going to be giving out some freebies. So, stay tuned. Till next time, I see you down the road.
Bye.
Take it easy.